You've been hearing it everywhere. ADUO, the new F1 rule that just put the entire 2026 championship into chaos. But what is it, really? Why is Red Bull suing the FIA over it? Why does Mercedes, the team that's already winning, get even more bonuses because of it? And why is there over $11 million on the table for one team? In the next 8 minutes, I'm going to break down everything about ADUO, how it works, why it exists, who wins, who loses, and why every team in the F1 paddock is fighting about it right now. Let's get into it. To understand ADUO, we need to go back to 2017 because what happened that year scarred the entire sport. McLaren had just signed a partnership with Honda, the Dream Team. Fernando Alonso, a two-time world champion, paired with one of the most powerful engine manufacturers in motorsport history. Then disaster struck. Honda's engine was a complete catastrophe. It was slow, unreliable, and embarrassingly behind everyone else. Alonso was famously caught on radio screaming GP2 engine, GP2 engine, comparing his Formula One power unit to a Junior Series engine. The problem? Under the rules of that era, Honda couldn't catch up fast enough. Engine development was locked. There were no upgrade tokens. There was no system to help a manufacturer who fell behind. They were stuck. And it took Honda almost 3 full years to climb back to the front of the grid. The FIA looked at that disaster and made a decision never again. When the new 2026 engine regulations were being designed, the FIA introduced something completely new, a system that would prevent another Honda 2017 from ever happening. They called it ADUO. ADUO stands for Additional Development and Upgrade Opportunities, and the way it works is actually brilliant, at least on paper. Every 3 months, the FIA secretly analyzes the V6 combustion engines of all 5 power unit manufacturers on the grid. That means Red Bull, Ford, Mercedes, Ferrari, Audi, and Honda. Using real-world race data, the FIA creates a ranking from strongest to weakest. The strongest engine becomes the benchmarks, the standard. Every other engine is measured against it. If your engine is behind the benchmark, you receive what's called upgrade tokens. These tokens let you do things normally forbidden under F1's frozen engine rules, like redesigning components, running extra dyno hours, and spending money outside the cost cap. The deeper your deficit, the more help you get. The system runs on a sliding scale, increasing every 2% you're behind. Now here's the genius part in the controversial part. The FIA refuses to reveal exactly how they measure these engines. The specific parameters are a closely guarded secret. Why? Because if manufacturers knew the metrics, they could intentionally manipulate parts of their engines to look weaker than they actually are. They'd sandbag to get more bonuses. If your mind is starting to spin from how political this gets, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to push this explainer to more F1 fans who deserve to understand what's actually happening in 2026. Because the dollar amounts behind this system, they're staggering. Let's talk money, because ADUO isn't just about engineering, and it's about millions of dollars being injected into struggling teams. Here's how the tiers work, straight from the official FIA framework. If your engine is 2 to 4% behind the leader, you receive up to $3 million in extra development budget. This is Mercedes' category right now. They get 1 upgrade token and $3 million extra dollars to use outside the cost cap. If you're 4 to 6% behind, you jump up to $4.65 million. That's 2 tokens and a lot more freedom to develop. 6 to 8% behind, now we're at $6.35 million, 2 tokens, plus serious dyno hours and frozen components opened up for redesign. 8 to 10% behind, $8 million. We're entering rescue territory at this point, and if your engine is more than 10% behind the leader, you get up to $11 million in additional development budget, completely outside F1's strict cost cap. That's basically the FIA saying, you're so far behind, here's a financial parachute. There was even a special clause designed for Honda's worst-case scenario, allowing extreme cases to borrow up to $8 more million from future budget years. But here's the twist. Honda's deficit isn't severe enough to qualify for that extra lever. They're not as bad off as everyone feared. So when you hear people say ADUO is millions of dollars at stake, they're not exaggerating. We're talking about more than $30 million being redistributed across the grid this season alone. So let's break down exactly what happened in this first ADUO assessment of 2026. The FIA spent 5 Grand Prix weekends analyzing data, Australia, China, Japan, Miami, and Canada, and the results that leaked over the Monaco weekend shocked the entire paddock. Number 1, the benchmark, Red Bull Ford powertrains. Yes, the first engine ever built by Red Bull's own department in partnership with Ford came out as the strongest combustion engine on the grid. First try, nobody saw it coming. Number 2, Mercedes, just 2 to 4% behind Red Bull. They get 1 upgrade token and $3 million extra. Remember, Mercedes is the team currently dominating the championship with their W17. They're already winning, and now they get more development room. Number 3, Ferrari, more than 4% behind, qualifying for 2 tokens. They get $4.65 million or possibly more, depending on the exact deficit. A development gold mine. Number 4, Audi, the newest manufacturer on the grid, carrying Brazilian rookie Gabriel Bortoleto. They're also more than 4% behind, also receiving 2 tokens. Respectable debut. For a brand new power unit, number 5, Honda dead last on the grid by FIA measurements, also more than 4% behind, receiving 2 tokens, but not severe enough to trigger the emergency Honda clause, and that is where this whole thing exploded into political warfare. Here's why the F1 paddock is on fire right now. ADUO was designed for one thing, to help struggling teams catch up. Toto Wolff himself put it perfectly when he said, "The principle of ADUO was to allow teams on the back foot to catch up, but not to leapfrog." But here's the problem. The FIA's measurement system only looks at the combustion engine. It completely ignores the hybrid system, the battery, the MGUK, the electrical recovery, and guess who's using that loophole brilliantly? Mercedes, according to Red Bull boss Laurent Mekies himself, and I quote, "Today we think the pecking order is Mercedes ahead of the field, and that means 8 cars. 8 cars out of 20. That's how dominant the Mercedes power unit really is. When you include the hybrid system, they might be behind on V6 horsepower, but they have the best overall package on the grid. So what happens? Mercedes, the dominant team, gets rewarded with more money and more development tokens to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Red Bull, who built the most powerful combustion engine, gets frozen. They can't touch their engine at all. Red Bull immediately filed an official request with the FIA to review the entire ADUO outcome. The official document release was supposed to happen weeks ago. It's been frozen ever since. Quick question for you. Drop it in the comments. Do you think the FIA should change the ADUO rules to include hybrid performance, or is the system fine as it is? I read every reply because this fight isn't ending anytime soon. So what happens next? Where does ADUO go from here? The FIA is currently conducting an additional review at Red Bull's request. They're double-checking all the sensors, all the data, making sure the results are airtight before officially releasing them to the public. That process takes about a week to 10 days, but even if the results are confirmed exactly as they leaked, the political war is far from over. Mercedes has no obligation to actually use their token. They can sit on it. They can choose not to improve their V6 engine and instead focus all their development on the hybrid components, battery, MGUK, all the electrical side that ADUO unlocks. If they do that, Red Bull stays at the top of the rankings, which means at the next assessment, Red Bull again gets no tokens, again gets frozen, again can't develop. It's a strategic chess game now. FIA single-seater director Nicholas Tombazis even admitted publicly, "I would personally be quite open to the idea of complicating the parameters." Translation? The FIA knows the system has flaws, they might change it, but not anytime soon. And on top of all that, there's a separate set of rule changes coming for 2027 and 2028, increasing combustion power and rebalancing the energy splits. ADUO is just the beginning of the chaos. So let's recap. ADUO is the FIA's catch-up system designed to prevent another Honda 2017 disaster. It hands out tokens, money, and development freedom to teams that fall behind. In 2026, Red Bull came out on top and got punished. Mercedes came in second and got rewarded, and the system is now stuck in a political and legal war that could redefine the entire championship If this explainer helped you actually understand what's going on in F1 right now, smash that like button. It pushes this video to more fans who need to know. Subscribe to Max Throttle for daily F1 deep dives and explainers like this one. The 2026 season is going to be chaos, and we're covering every single detail. I want to hear from you. Should ADUO be changed? Drop your opinion in the comments. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one. Stay on Throttle.